Hi everyone, this is
And I'm
Adrian.
Carrie.
And for this episode, we are going to talk about Intenso por Homme by Dolce and Gabbana. And this fragrance is really nice. When you spray it on you, it smells like gourmand with powder and some spices. And I think it's best to wear in cooler weather when it's dark outside, uh, evening time, those kind of occasions at night. What do you think?
I think that it is an evening fragrance. It's definitely something that I think is perfect for occasions like going out to dinner, going to a movie, doing things out in the evening with friends and stuff. And by it being intenso, it definitely means usually it will get you noticed.
Oh, okay. So, when was this introduced?
So Dolce and Gabbana Pour Homme Intenso was released in 2014,
Mm,
and it's a woody aromatic fragrance, and it's in an eau de parfum strength. And this happens to be a 125 ml bottle, not a 100. So you get a little bit extra for the bottle size. The top notes are lavender, water notes, basil, marigold, geranium. Middle notes are tobacco, hay, and clary sage. And base notes are sandalwood, cypress, musk, amber, and labdanum.
wow.
That's where you're getting the powdery note is the labdanum.
And the sandalwood, what does it give?
Yeah, sandalwood probably gives you that rich kind of incensey sort of a smell, sort of maybe a soapiness or something in some ways. The musk definitely gives it kind of a like a powdery sort of fabric freshener, fabric softener type of a softness to some of the notes that otherwise might be a little harsh.
Oh, okay. Why did it call it Intenso?
So in 2012, Dolce and Gabbana released Dolce and Gabbana Pour Homme, which was an eau de toilette concentration. And a lot of people liked it, but they weren't getting a lot of sales. And the feedback that they were getting was it doesn't last long enough and it doesn't project enough. So they took the things that people were expressing that they really liked about it and kept those notes in it, added a few other things to help support those, increased it to an EDP strength, and then retitled it Pour Homme Intenso.
Okay. And this is a male's fragrance, right?
Yes, I would say this definitely leans very masculine. It's definitely marketed pour homme, so it's intended as a male fragrance. Now, that's not to say that some females, if they enjoy the scent and stuff, couldn't pull it off. There are definitely no real sexes to fragrances. It's just kind of what people typically, when they smell and say that would be for a guy or that would be for a woman, or I can't tell, could be both.
And they marketed it for like a particular generation, don't you think, or no?
I have a hard time saying whether I would think this is for a particular generation. It doesn't seem to me like to be something that would be really popular amongst like really young folks, like high school and early mid 20s. And it's hard to tell at what point after that people kind of reach a little bit more of a mature fragrance level. But I think anything from like mature 20s on up, it could be perfectly appropriate for. There's nothing that seems really old about it, and there's nothing that seems particularly childlike about it. So it's not bubblegummy
Yeah.
and it's not particularly, barbershoppy. So I think it can go for most age groups. Okay, so you've been wearing this for a few days. How is it performing for you, and what do you notice about its longevity and things that you particularly like about it?
Well, I would say that I'd spray this on me. It lasts 3 to 4 hours for one spray,
Hmm.
and about an arm's length, and I'm sure to get noticed. But even farther than that, I think I'm projecting. What do you think?
Yeah, I've noticed that when you wear it, especially after you first put it on for the first hour or so, I can usually smell a scent trail. After a couple hours or so, I would say I notice it more when I'm like within arm's length of you. But you usually put on more than just a sprayer, so you're talking about like it being like on your hand so you can kind of smell it, right? When you
Yeah.
put it on to wear, you put on more?
Yeah, of course I put on more, at least put on 4 sprays because
Yeah,
it's kind of strong.
yeah.
For an eau de parfum it projects.
Yeah, and this brings up an example of things with like concentrations. You would think that the lower the concentration, the lower the performance. And that's often the case, but it's not always the case that the higher the concentration, the more it projects and the longer it lasts. It really depends on the particular notes and how long those molecules stay around. Some things evaporate pretty quickly, some things stick around for a while. And depending on what they combine it with, like things like musk or something that helps to kind of hold it and keep it from evaporating all at once, will slow down the strength maybe of it, but increase the longevity. So even though this is intenso, I don't necessarily think that this means it projects across the room. It's just that the scent itself has kind of a more of a pizzazz to it.
Yeah, it does.
And yeah, definitely has a lot to it, and it feels very like full and robust. It doesn't feel like a hollow type of a scent.
No.
It has nice notes, like the watery notes actually stick around for a couple hours or so, which are unusual for those sorts of notes. Yeah, I think that this it's a pretty appropriate for an evening type of a scent. I don't think it's necessarily an all day scent. Like if you were going to go to the office and wear it, you might have to
No.
respray. I think that it does good for about 4 hours if you do 4 to 6 sprays. If you do a little bit more heavy spraying or overspraying, I think you can get a good 8 hours if you've got like a big night ahead of you and you want to really, push some scent cloud and stuff. And then, do like Curly says and, go big and, do 15 or 16 sprays with caution.
And if you like what you watch, just like and subscribe. And if there's a particular fragrance you want us to talk about, just leave a comment. Take care.
Bye.